This segment of the Alice Stewart Show is brought to you by the Countertop Store, Central Arkansas's premier countertop authority. For custom fabrication and installation of granite, tile, laminate, copper, and more, the Countertop Store, 888-510-4773.
Welcome back to the Alice Stewart Show, 721. In studio here with Laurie Lee, Republican consultant and strategist. The Obamacare moving right along in D.C. and numbers for private option and health coverage rollouts continue to come in. And there's a new effort underway to enroll Arkansans in health insurance. Laurie, as you recall, there's a coalition that has been formed to work to fill a gap that was left after the legislature during the last session banned the state's Department of Insurance, Human Services, and Health from conducting outreach of promoting enrollment starting July 1st of this year, meaning they've already had a big chunk of money. They spent that, and the legislature said no more. And under federal funded contracts that ended in June, the insurance department had paid for more than 500 outreach workers employed by more than 24 groups, including state agencies, nonprofit, private companies. And their role was to help one-on-one help with enrollment. So now a new group is there to work to help enroll people in health insurance.
This is my I have no words look. As somebody who does grassroots coalition building for a living and has done so for well over a decade, I can't imagine the amount of money that was wasted in this effort. I can tell you that I have well over, for one project that I'm working on, well over 100 people that are going across the state doing direct contact with people. And I if I mentioned the number I was doing it for, my phone would be ringing off the hook saying, "Can you do this?" What I found is, and everybody knows this, in government, they put the biggest price tag they can on it and do the least amount of work. So,
right.
Kudos to the legislature that stopped this and sees the craziness. Here we are promoting people to get on a government program that's being paid for by taxpayers with taxpayer money. That's got to be the epitome of idiocy.
Yeah, advertising and promoting. And in my view, if this was such a smash-up program, it wouldn't need all of that. People would be lining up around the block like they were for the iPhone and iWatch the other day.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. We've got all kinds of these programs. Look at the program Our Kids. It's an Arkansas health insurance program for children that are 18 years and younger that do not have, I wonder how many people actually knew that existed. And the sign-up rate and the people that are on that are negligible compared to the amount of people that are eligible for the program. And so, it begs the question, where do we get off this train of these entitlement programs? And I'm a proponent of exchanges. I wasn't. I didn't get a vote in the private option, but I'm a proponent of exchanges. I think it brings in private money. I think it engages the private sector. I think it's a good thing. I think it opens up, commerce, and we should open up those interstate exchanges and viabilities. But at the end of the day, you don't go out and beg people to get on a government program,
right? And so this, I think, is the way to do this if we were going to do this. So the Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families, which is a fantastic organization, they're using private funds, $300,000. It's a grant to fund salaries of now 4 outreach workers, helping people enroll in insurance that's made available under federal health care law. And they're going to use the money. It's from the Fred Darrow Foundation to pay for what was taxpayer dollars, but this private fund will pay for mailings, social media communications, and other outreach activities, and to help people with enrollment and make this a smooth process, which, in my view, if we're going to do this, it should be through private funds.
Absolutely. And kudos to them. Kudos to the that organization. I know Rich Huddleston, and he's a great guy. We don't see eye to eye on all the issues, but I do appreciate some of the work that they do and the fact that they take private funds and do stuff like that, like this. And that you're right. You're exactly right. It should be a private funded issue. If this is a great plan, there are many, many organizations in Arkansas and throughout the United States who want to be a part of things like this, philanthropic efforts. And so, that's the things that we need to start looking at and stop putting all this burden on the taxpayers of Arkansas for crazy things. 500 people employed across. My God, we only have 3 million people in the whole state. And let's just assume that some of them have their own health care insurance, and half of them are kids. So, you're talking about a very small pool of people. You can send a mail piece statewide to everybody in the state for, $100,000 or so.
Not if you have a lot more money than that.
That's
you can
right.
do that.
You got to jack that up. So.
And the key with this is all part of what's referred to as a ban, but they stopped the legislators stopped funding for it. It was in the appropriations process for Health and Human Services Department. It was part of during the legislative process to compromise and gain support to continue to allocate funds for Medicaid expansion. So this was part of a compromise in order to get the key component of this done, not to continue advertising and promoting it.
Yeah. Well, I just looked at the number here, and I saw where it said 194,257 Arkansans. If you're listening out there, I'll send a mail piece to every one of those people for $147,635.32. So give me a call. I'll get it done.
Are you offering your services there?
I am offering my services there on this one because it blows my mind at the amount of money some of these people charge to do the simplest thing. So that's a static price. Go ahead and just shoot it over to me, and I'll make sure it gets done.
Well, I'll see Rich Huddleston tonight at the gym, so maybe I'll run that by him.
That I love him, and give me a call, and I'll help him out. Matter of fact, I'll just text him right now and say.
Do that. Well, it'll be interesting. And this is, like I said, this is kind of the best way to go about doing this. Laurie Lee, Republican consultant and strategist, joining us talking politics. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to look at some new polling data that asks the question about confidence in this current administration and members of Congress. It is not good. It's not good, and especially in light of midterm elections where there are some key Democrats up for re-election, and they are considered quite vulnerable. So we will get your thoughts on that. We'd love to get your feedback on what we are discussing, domestic violence, such a serious, important topic. What do you think about that? You can let us know on Facebook, Alice Stewart Show, and Twitter, Alice Tweet or Alice Stewart 965. Love to get your thoughts and feedback. Stick around. Coming up in the next half hour, we will be giving away 2 tickets to Brews and Barks over at Diamond Bear Brewery to help raise money for the Humane Society of Pulaski County. $50 worth of tickets for you. So get ready to place the call. Keep your radio right here on 96.5. Great lineup here. After my show, Glenn Beck, Dave Ramsey, Dave Ellswick, Sean Hannity, and Steve Dace. If you are away from your radio, you can listen online at 965thevoice.com. This segment of the program brought to you by the Countertop Store at 9817 Maumelle Boulevard. You can give them a call at 888-510-4773.